Hooray! I welcome you all to this beautiful year 2022. A year that I've been titled by my bishop, a year of acceleration. The Bishop of Trem, Dr. Michael Kunkwo, titled this year the year of acceleration. And I want to decree that everyone hearing my voice this morning, on this very first episode of Life Series with Arman, may you all accelerate in your respective endeavors this year in Jesus' name. To kickstart the year, I'll be discussing on a topic that will help you to set things aright, that will help you to put things in perspective. If you don't start this year based on strategy, wishful thinking will not bring that acceleration or that success you desire. The first tip I'll be sharing this year for you to be able to accelerate is on this topic: avoid waste. Avoid waste. Every human being, every one of us desire one level of success or the other, or one level of riches or the other. At different point in time, God has made resources to pass through our hands. I dare to ask you this morning, my brother, my sister, how have you managed that resources that God has made to pass through your hand? In this year, 2022, or like any other year, if you are careful enough to analyze how you have managed the resources in your hand, you'll be able to tell yourself the plain truth. Whether you have been a good manager or a good accountant of what resources God has made to pass through your hand. That's why I'm coming your way this morning, to remind you and to tell you, avoid waste. Needs is what you ought to focus on and not your wants. But many a times, you and I focus on our wants, neglecting our need. May I say it at this juncture? It is not every request that is put before you that you have to grant. There are times in your life when you ought to say no. It's not every request you affirm yes to. For if you keep affirming yes to every request, my brother, my sister, you will go into penury. I want you to answer these few questions in all sincerity of mind. 1, do you spend on your need or on your want? 2, do you have a saving culture? Or do you spend everything that comes into your hand, either as salary or side hustle? 3, do you spend above your earnings? 4, do you have any investment portfolio? I mean, the money that you have been able to save, either you are engaged in daily contribution, monthly contribution, or any other form of saving technique that you have adopted over the period of time. How have you invested those funds? However, this talk this morning is not on investment, but just to let you know and to remind you for you to avoid waste this year 2022. Also, I want to ask you another question. Do you borrow to maintain an ostentatious lifestyle? Do you borrow to live a lifestyle that you are not, that you have not grown to live at that particular time? Another question I want you to answer sincerely: do you engage in impulse buying? I know there are many of us that work in corporate offices, and a lot of these vendors bring things to us. Buy this and pay at the end of the month. Buy this and pay later. My brother, my sister, if you are one of those that engage in one of those impulse buying, you'll have bought yourself into debt before the salary, before the income comes into your hand. Because the person that gave you those gifts on credit knows when you will be paid. And when you are being paid, the person is coming to collect. It's like you are working for somebody else. Why? You are buying things that you don't need. I want to encourage you this morning. I want to advise you this morning that for you to excel and accelerate in this year 2022, you have got to avoid waste and live within your means. Buy things that you can afford. Eat what you can afford. Live where you can afford. Send your children to schools you can afford. My brother, my sister, there's nothing that you do. There are always people ahead of you and there are people beneath you. So never you try to impress anyone. But the person that you are trying to impress may not even care or does not even notice that you even exist. So why will you want to impress someone at your own detriment? My brother, my sister, if you truly want this year to be a year of acceleration, a year of moving forward in all you are doing or you set your heart to do, you must, in earnest and truthfully, respond to those raised questions. Only then can you begin and can you start your journey on the sower direction. Thank you and remain blessed. Again, I say avoid waste. God bless you. Hooray! Thank you so much for staying tuned to this very first episode of Life Series with Arman in 2022. Like I said earlier, avoid waste. Don't spend all your youthful resources, all your hard-earned resources in trying to impress people this year and in years to come. Don't waste that money that you could have put in profitable investment in trying to impress people. You don't need it, my brother. You don't need it, my sister. Nobody cares. Everybody is maintaining their lane. The person that you may be trying to impress does not even know you exist. A story that really comes to mind is the story of Joseph. When Pharaoh had the dream and Joseph came with the interpretation of 7 kinds that are fat and well fed, and 17 kinds that are lean and malnourished, that the malnourished ones swallowing the fat kind. What that simple and the interpretation that Joseph gave is very, very germane to my talk this morning. That the 7 fat kind or well-nourished kind symbolizes 7 years of flourish, 7 years of plenty. And the 17 kind or the lean kind signifies 7 years of famine, 7 years of lack. So also are you, my brother, my sister, this morning. Our youthful years, the years that we have energy to work, the year that we have energy to acquire wealth, are likened to our 7 years or our years of the fat kind. Why our later years in life, when we can no longer work, when we are getting to retirement age, can be likened to the 7 years or years of famine, like experienced in Egypt those days. So the principle that Joseph applied is also applicable to us today. That in this our youthful years, in this our youthful year that we have higher earning power, we are meant to set out a reasonable amount of our income, our resources, for the years that our resources will have dwindled or be dwindling, when we will no longer have the capacity or the power to make wealth at that age, then the money that we have acquired in the fat and flourishing years will be used to augment and will be used to sustain the years when the resources are lean. So my brother, my sister, try all you can this year. Avoid waste. Don't buy things that you can do away. Before you buy anything this year, ask yourself, is this thing important? Can I do away with this? Is it really needed? When you do all that, it will help you to avoid waste. Till I come your way again next week, I wish you all the very best. And I want to say, acceleration is yours, but you have to be intentional through your actions and your doings. Bye for now and stay on top. And if you are new on this my channel, help me hit the subscribe button below, like my videos, and share them, that all may hear the message of avoid waste. Cheers and bye for now. I remain your humble host again, Alman, and this is Life Series with Alman. Cheers.